And now for something completely different. I fired up RaceRoom earlier to see if anything was going on, and I couldn't resist the opportunity to try a classic car I've never driven before, the Crosslé 90F. It's fast, it's powerful, it's lightweight, and it is a whole lot of fun. Now, don't expect any Crossle masterclass from me at Brands Hatch today. My qualifying laps were the first laps I've ever run in this car. I'm starting from P6 and I'll be very much learning as I go here. One thing I can guarantee though is entertainment, a lot of it. This race was so enjoyable and it's left me wanting more track time in this classic racing school car. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go then, the lights are out and we are underway. 15 minutes here at Brands Hatch. Now there's only 9 cars on track, but that's probably a good thing given that I'm such a novice in this Crosslé 90F. I'm starting from P6, there may be an opportunity to grab P5 here because I'm on the inside of Alex Holden through Paddock Hill Bend. Holden starting alongside me on the 3rd row of the grid. I'm still on his inside into Druids hairpin, but I just back out of that one. I'm not quite confident enough on the brakes yet. It's so easy to lock up in this car, so the last thing I wanted to do is career out of control into that corner. Holden though has made a mistake into Graham Hill Bend. He missed the apex completely there, and that has given me the opportunity to dart up the inside, so I have now taken 5th position. It looked like Holden just clipped the grass on the outside approaching Graham Hill Bend, and that hampered his ability to turn into the corner. And it looks like there's more cornering difficulty ahead. That is Gavin Trickett out wide. Trickett started on pole position, so he has made a big mistake at the end of this first lap. He's dropped from P1 down into P4. And that has handed the lead of this race to Jasper van der Vaart. Now I know Jasper very well. I've shared many a grid with him in community races. And it looks like he might have the pace to clear off here. He's already opened up a 1.5 second advantage over Michael Rethemeler in 2nd with Samim Saifu in 3rd. However, Saifu looking up the inside of Rethemeler into Druids hairpin. He's taken that 2nd position. Rethemeler's trying to fight back here. Trickett's keeping an eye on things in 4th, and I am half a second back in 5th. Collision! It looks like Rethemeler's run right into the back of Saifu. The pair of them crash out, and I managed to find the only possible gap I can to squeeze through up into 3rd position. So we've got Van der Vaart, the runaway leader, 3 seconds clear of Trickett in 2nd, with me right on his tail in P3. But yeah, big moment on lap 2 of this race. Saifu in the red, Rethemeler in the black, and it's a great move by Saifu up the inside into Druids to take that 2nd position. But watch Rethemeler here. He's right behind the red car of Saifu. He just gets too close going into Graham Hill Bend, clips the rear of Saifu, and they both spin out. And yeah, that was one small gap for us to squeeze through. This is my on board. There's the collision. Trickett reacts really quickly to find the gap. I follow him through, and then so does Alex Holden, although Holden took a hefty whack there. Lap 3 then, and I'm still swarming all over the rear of Gavin Trickett. Now Trickett was so much faster than me in qualifying, but at the moment he's giving me a target to chase, and I'm up in my game here. I'm improving my lap times just by following the pole position driver. In fact, I forced him into a defensive line through Druid's hairpin there. I was a little bit quicker than Trickett. So perhaps he started to feel the pressure a little bit here. Into Graham Hill Bend then. I'm downshifting into 1st for this corner. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not because it is so easy to lose this car, shifting down from 2nd into 1st. Meanwhile behind, it looks like Saifu has recovered from that punt by Rethemeler. He's got past Holden up into P4. Oh, there's an example of just how tricky it is to shift down into 1st. The rear steps out, it puts me out onto the grass through clearways. I'm still struggling to control the car. Dear me, I almost sent myself down pit lane then. That has cost me at least 1 position. Saifu has got passed up into P3. Holden also gets past, so that's me down from 3rd to 5th. And yeah, I think a bit of practice time would be really beneficial for me in this car. I've still not got to grips with the gear changes, whether I should be staying in 2nd or whether I need to be going down to 1st. Well, it certainly didn't work here. As soon as I shifted down, the rear stepped out and it puts me out onto the grass. Right, 1/3 race distance. I'm still in P5, but I've got the run on Alex Holden here coming down the start-finish straight. I'm not quite close enough to make a move up the inside into Paddock Hill Bend. I did have a look, and that might have spooked Holden because he was really wide coming down the hill there. We're going to be side by side, and I will have the inside line into Druid's hairpin. Can I make it count? Well, Holden's going to carry the wider line through the corner, and if he manages to stay alongside me, he's going to have the advantage going into Graham Hill Bend. It looks like that's what's happened, so I'm going to take a wider entry here, square off the corner early and get on the gas early. Now I'm able to challenge up the inside as we approach Surtees. I still don't think I'm far enough alongside, and in any case it's going to put me on the outside for the final 2 corners, so all I can do here is apply as much pressure as possible, take another wider entry into the corner. This may allow me to sneak up the inside. No, it doesn't. Holden slams the door shut. This is fantastic racing. Yeah, fantastic was an understatement. It went on and on for the next 2 laps. I just couldn't get myself alongside Holden to make the pass. We've fast forwarded a couple of laps now, and I'm concentrating on getting as close as I can to the car in front to try and pick up a tow going down the start-finish straight. Then I can hopefully make a move up the inside into turn 1. That's the plan at least. Can I pull it off? Well, it's working perfectly so far. There's the tow. I'm going to pull out to the inside, and hopefully I've got enough extra speed now to get myself far enough alongside to make that inside line my own. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. Holden leaving me a car's width on the inside, but he's certainly not surrendering this position. Once again, we find ourselves side by side coming into Druids hairpin. Holden, though, runs wide. This is surely the opportunity now. Oh, but I think Holden is still alongside me, so I don't think I'm going to get to Graham Hill Bend first. So once again, I'm going to try the switchback. Oh, but I almost lose control myself this time. Oh, this is frantic stuff here at Brands Hatch. Absolutely brilliant driving from Holden. We've been within 0.1 of a second of each other for the best part of 4 laps now, and yet there's not been any contact whatsoever. Flawlessly fair driving from the pair of us. Right, I need to regroup now. This is another opportunity to pick up a tow down the start-finish straight. I very nearly pulled it off a lap ago. Can I do it this time? Well, it's a carbon copy replica at the moment. I've picked up the tow. I've moved to the inside. I've got a long side. Can I go one better and make the pass into Paddock Hill Bend? Oh, you heard the squeal of tyre on tyre there. There was finally contact between the pair of us, but I have made the pass. I'm up into P4, Holden down into P5. And yeah, I guess contact was inevitable given how closely we've been racing alongside each other. I thought I pulled the pass off fairly though. I'm fully alongside, and actually the contact there is my rear left with Holden's front right. So I'm satisfied that was a clean overtake. Right, back to the live action then. We're approaching 2/3 race distance. Can I make this 4th position my own? Well, no, I can't. I'm going to be wide through clearways, and look at the gap that's opened up on the inside. Holden is going to strike back here. I worked so hard to get that 4th position, and now I've just gone and surrendered it. So it's now back as we were a couple of laps ago. Once again, I find myself using the tow towards the end of the start-finish straight. I'm certainly not close enough to make a move up the inside into Paddock Hill Bend this time, though. However, I may be able to swoop up the inside into Druids hairpin if I get close enough. I'm not close enough. I'll move to the inside anyway, because now I'm under pressure from Rowan Harris behind. Harris in P6 is capitalising on this battle in front of him to close the gap right in. Meanwhile, Holden is wide out of Druids. I'm able to get to Graham Hill Bend first this time, and I can do. I close the door into Graham Hill Bend, and that is me back up into P4. Yeah, this race is so much fun. We're now jumping forward a lap, just 3 minutes left on the clock. I'm still holding 4th position, Holden in 5th, just 0.3 of a second behind, and then closing in on him is Michael Rethemeler. Now remember Rethemeler taking out Simu on lap 2. Look to the rearview mirror. He is going to do exactly the same thing again in exactly the same corner and take out Alex Holden behind. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed by that actually, because I was having so much fun battling Holden, only for Rethemeler to come in and wipe him out. Now we've already seen Rethemeler do that once. 1 time maybe a mistake, 2 times is very careless. And what's even more worrying is with 1 minute left on the clock, look in the rearview mirror, it's now my turn to have Rethemeler breathing down my neck. We've already seen him run into the back of 2 different drivers and spin them round, so it's safe to say I am more than a little concerned here. I can't roll over though, we've only got 1 more lap to go, so I'm going to defend into Druids hairpin. But there we go, I've been taken out from behind by Rethemeler. Well, I think we all predicted that that might happen. Sadly, it has done, and there's going to be no time left for me to repair the damage here. It may get worse because Harris is right on my rear now. Will Harris make a move up the inside into Graham Hill Bend? I leave a space just in case he made a move. He hasn't done. He's still behind, but I'm under real pressure now. I may not even hold on to this top 5 position. It looks like we're going to get one more lap after this one. So yeah, I've got my work cut out here to keep this P5. Let's take another look at this disappointing Druids incident. My senses told me I was in the danger zone having rethemeler so close behind, but we're on the penultimate lap. I can't give up the position. I've got to defend it and just hope rethemeler doesn't run into the back of me. Sadly, it didn't happen. And just listen to the extra throttle input he gives mid-corner to cause the collision. Yeah, right there, that extra little dab on the throttle runs him right into the back of me. So unnecessary. I mean, it was obvious there was no way through, but still he gives it some gas and it causes the collision that sends me crashing out. Right, we've still got one more lap to go in this race, so I have got to shake off the disappointment. There is no point in feeling sorry for myself. I've got a fight on my hands to keep hold of this P5. Look how close Rowan Harris is. He's putting me under all sorts of pressure, and I'm still rattled. I'm out wide at Paddock Hill Bend. Thankfully, I'm far enough ahead to move back to the defensive line through Druids. I'm able to hold Harris off through there. Look in the rearview mirror. We can see just how close Harris is. It's just 0.2 of a second into Graham Hill Bend, but he's wide into Graham Hill Bend, and he has lost it. Harris has spun out on the last lap. So really unfortunate for Rowan Harris, but a big relief for me. It means I've got this 5th position sewn up, and I can relax over the final half of this lap at Brands Hatch Indy. Out through clearways for the final time then. That's a back marker in front. There's no more positions to be gained here. I am going to cross the line in P5. And despite that disappointment at the end, I have loved this race. It has been fantastic fun. My best lap out there was a 58.6. I was a good half a second off the pace required to challenge for a podium. So yeah, more races like this please, and definitely more of the battles like I had with Alex Holden, but maybe not quite so many of the battles like I had at the end with Michael Rethemeler. Cheers for watching.